Yuxin. The Su family mansion blazed with light, its windows golden against the night. Lin Yuxin stood at the entrance, her simple dress suddenly feeling like rags. Yuxin, you came. Su Cheng approached, handsome and polished in his expensive suit. Behind him, the mansion sprawled in marble and crystal, a monument to wealth that dwarfed everything around it. "Hello, Mr. Su," she said flatly. His eyes traveled over her in a way that made her skin crawl. "This must be your fool husband, right?"
Where is he? Did you leave him in his cage? Suzong, what are you doing? He laughed, clapping a hand on her shoulder. Yuxin, I'm just joking. Don't be nervous. The banquet will begin soon. Let's go inside. She pulled away from his touch, but before she could move, a familiar voice called out. Honey, don't go. She spun around. Qin Feng stood at the entrance to the mansion, his hospital gown hanging loose on his thin frame, his eyes, for the first time in 5 years, focused and aware. Feng! She started toward him, but Suzong's men blocked her path. Suzong smiled, his expression cruel. Don't worry, Yuxin. My men will take care of him. Let's go. Feng! She screamed as they pulled her inside. Feng! The banquet hall was empty. No guests, no tables, no food, just Suzong and a spread of wine bottles on a single table. Mr. Su, didn't you say you were taking me to a banquet? Why is there no one here? Suzong's smile widened. Yuxin, today's banquet is held only for you. He gestured at the room. You're the heroine of the banquet today. I want to go home. Come, Yuxin, let us have a drink. He poured 2 glasses, pressing one into her hand. Cheers. She didn't drink. He didn't notice. Here, Yuxin. He refilled his own glass, moving closer. Let me feed you another glass. His hand touched her waist. She flinched away. Suzong, what are you doing? I want to go home. His expression changed, the charming smile replaced by something hungry, predatory. Yuxin, I love you so much. Just leave that fool Qin Feng and be with me. I'll give you money, I'll make you happy. Promise me. Never. She shoved him away, backing toward the door. Suzong, you beast! I'll never be with you. His face twisted with rage. You crazy woman, do you want me to be rude? Stop pretending. No woman I want has ever escaped my grasp. He lunged for her, grabbing her arm, dragging her to the couch. Qin Feng! Qin Feng, help me! Qin Feng! Your fool is gone. Suzong laughed, forcing her down. I've already gotten rid of him. No one can save you now. Let go! Get off me! I've already gotten rid of that fool, he repeated, his weight pressing her into the cushions. No matter how loud you scream, no one can come and save you. I remember now. The thought crashed through Qin Feng's mind like thunder, shattering 5 years of fog. He stood outside the Su mansion, his hospital gown whipping in the rising wind, and memory after memory flooded back, not just of his life with Yuxin, but of everything that came before. I am the Celestial Lord. 5 years ago, he had failed his cultivation trials. The heavenly tribulation stripped him of everything, his power, his memories, his identity, leaving nothing but a hollow shell that Yuxin had filled with her love. 5 years of humiliation, 5 years of being called a fool, 5 years of watching her sacrifice everything for me. Inside the mansion, he heard her scream. And now this worm dares to touch my wife? The hospital gown shredded as power erupted from his body, golden light that shattered the night, energy that hadn't been felt in the mortal realm for 1,000 years. His cultivation had returned, his memories had returned, and with them, the full fury of the Celestial Lord. Suzong, he whispered, and the name was a death sentence. How dare you touch my woman? He walked toward the mansion. The doors exploded inward before he reached them. Inside, Suzong had Lin Yuxin pinned to the couch, his hands tearing at her dress. She fought him, scratching, kicking, screaming, but he was too strong, too heavy, too determined. Get off me, she shrieked. Get off! The more you resist, the more excited I get. I'll show you my power. The wall beside him exploded. Suzong spun around, his face going pale. In the shattered opening stood Qin Feng, naked to the waist, his body wreathed in golden light. But this was not the vacant-eyed fool of the past 5 years. This man's eyes burned with ancient power, with fury that had waited eons to be unleashed. "Honey, don't be afraid." Qin Feng's voice was calm, but the calm before annihilation. "I'm here." "Qin Feng," Lin Yuxin sobbed, scrambling off the couch. "Qin Feng, have you recovered? You're conscious again." He caught her in his arms, holding her against his chest. "Honey, you've taken care of me for so long. From now on, let me protect you." "You fool!" She was laughing and crying at once. "You fool?" Suzong's voice cracked with disbelief. "How dare you hit me? I'll kill you." He grabbed a heavy vase and charged. Qin Feng didn't even look at him. A flick of his wrist sent Suzong flying across the room, crashing into the far wall with a crack of broken bones. "Mr. Su!" Suzong's man rushed forward, then stopped dead as golden light flared from Qin Feng's palm. Lin Yuxin grabbed his arm. "Qin Feng, no! You'll go to jail. You'll ruin yourself. Let's go home." Suzong struggled to his feet, blood streaming from his nose. "Now you're begging me. It's too late. So what if you've recovered? You're still a loser, still at the bottom. I can kill you like an ant. Men, kill him." His bodyguards charged. Qin Feng stepped forward, placing himself between them and Lin Yuxin. "A bunch of scum," he said calmly. "How dare you mess with me?" 30 seconds later, all 8 bodyguards lay unconscious on the floor. Suzong stared, his face white with terror. "That's impossible! Who the hell are you?" "You harmed my wife." Qin Feng walked toward him, each step deliberate. "How would you like to die?" "Wait, wait!" Suzong scrambled backward. "I'm from the Su family. We're worth over $100 billion. If you touch me, I'll make sure you and your family die tomorrow." Lin Yuxin grabbed Qin Feng's arm. "Please, let's just go, please." Qin Feng looked at her, at the terror in her eyes, the tears on her cheeks, the torn dress. He wanted to kill Suzong. He wanted to burn this mansion to the ground with everyone inside. But Lin Yuxin didn't know who he really was yet. She was afraid for him, afraid of what he might become. "Yuxin doesn't know my true identity," he reminded himself. "I can't let her worry." He turned back to Suzong. "You've gotten lucky today, but if you ever come near Lin Yuxin again, if you even look at her, I'll end you and your family and everyone who ever helped you." He took Lin Yuxin's hand and walked out of the ruined mansion, leaving Suzong shaking in a pool of his own blood. They walked through the night streets of Jiang City, hand in hand. Lin Yuxin kept looking at Qin Feng as if afraid he might vanish. "Qin Feng, have you really recovered? I'm not dreaming, am I?" He stopped, turning to face her. In the moonlight, she looked exhausted, dark circled under her eyes, hollow cheeks, hands roughened by years of work, 5 years of sacrifice written on her body like a testament. "No," he said softly. "It's real, Yuxin. I've recovered." She burst into tears. He held her, letting her cry, stroking her hair. When the sobs finally quieted, he spoke. "Thank you for the past 5 years. From now on, I'll make it up to you. With the rest of my life, I'll make you the happiest woman in the world." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small box, battered, worn, clearly carried for years. When he opened it, a simple gold ring caught the moonlight. "I've kept this ring for 5 years," his voice cracked. "This proposal has been late for 5 years. Yuxin, are you willing to marry me?" She stared at the ring, at the man holding it, at the years stretching behind and ahead of them. Then she laughed, a sound of pure joy, the first she'd made in half a decade. "Yes," she said. "Yes, Qin Feng. I want to go home and tell my parents about your recovery. I want to discuss our marriage with them." He slipped the ring on her finger. It fit perfectly. "Tell them for me that I'll visit tomorrow. 3 days from now, I'll hold a grand ceremony and make you the most noble and elegant woman in Jiang City." She smiled, kissing him. "Okay, I'll wait for you." They turned to walk toward her parents' house and stopped. A fleet of black limousines had materialized on the street behind them. At their head stood a man in an exquisite suit, surrounded by attendants. He was watching Qin Feng with an expression of awe. My goodness, who's this loser? Stop bragging here. A grand wedding, queen of Jiang City. Do you think you're Mr. Jiang, the richest in Nan Province and CEO of Tanglong Group? The man in the suit approached and dropped to his knees. It's my honor to meet you, my lord. Behind him, the entire entourage knelt. Lin Yuxin's jaw dropped. Get up, Qin Feng said calmly. Tanglong, I heard you're the richest person in Nan Province with great power. The man, Mr. Jiang himself, the most powerful businessman in the region, shook his head fervently. No, my lord, all that the Jiang family has is thanks to you. I dare not claim any credit. Just call me Mr. Qin outside. Qin Feng's tone was mild, but carried undeniable authority. Also, you'll take charge of my wedding. 3 days from now, I'll hold a grand ceremony and make my wife the most noble and elegant woman in Jiang City. Mr. Jiang bowed deeply. Yes, my lord, our family will do our best. Don't worry, Mr. Qin. Lin Yuxin stared at her husband, the man she'd fed candy to, the man whose bedpan she'd emptied, the man she'd loved through 5 years of silence and blank stares. Qin Feng, who are you? She breathed. He took her hand, kissing her ring finger. I'm your husband, he said simply.